Hillary, Lazy Lima Life, in a sweater that my mom just gave me that looks like something Oprah would have worn in the 80s for her talk show. It's got a lot going on. It's got a giant buckle. It's got a ribbed scarf with a ruffle at the bottom. It's got the same pattern as cuffs. And then, oh, good Lord. It's also got, can you see this? How far back can I go? It's also got a ruffle at the bottom. I am not a clothing refashioner, but let's see what we can do with this. Anything that we're gonna do is gonna make it better. Okay, so I'm up here in my workroom. The world is that I know I'm how is this even supposed to sit? Good Lord, I can't even lay this thing out properly. Okay, so I've got the sweater laid out, and the first thing I want to check is this in fact an asymmetrical neckline? And I'm not sure, to be honest. It looks like it's a weird sort of scoop neckline, but it might be asymmetrical. So what I want to do is I want to measure from the shoulder here to the shoulder, from the neck to the shoulder seam, which is 3 inches on that side. And it's 3 inches on this side. So the shoulder seams, if I cut here, are going to be symmetrical. What it's going to do down here, I don't know. Okay, so I can look here inside, and I can see that it's seamed. This wasn't stitched in place. So we're just going to start hacking away. Who knows, maybe we'll get a purple scarf out of the deal too. So you can see that it's not unraveling here, so that's kind of cool. Oh, I suppose we probably should, oh, is this even adjustable? Oh, you can take this giant pilgrim buckle off. Save it for your Puritan hat for Thanksgiving. This part is off, so let's go ahead and take a look. This might be kind of a throwback flash dance kind of off the shoulder deal. But yeah, actually, this is making a fairly decent rolled neckline. Continuing. I always found like ties on blouses and sweaters to just be really sort of in the way. Okay, so we have a neckline. It does have a bit of here where I think it's more of a pull than a design feature. I think the weight of the scarf and the buckle just sort of pulled that out of shape. So we're not going to worry too much about that. Let's work on the sleeves. So I'm just going to cut the sleeves above this. The heck is this? This looks like a boot cuff. I'm just going to cut that off. We'll worry about getting them equal lengths in a minute. Okay, one boot cuff, and we just line up our shoulder seams, and we're just going to trim that. Now we have to start being careful because these are all raw and open edges. So before I start tackling the bottom ruffly bit, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this under and give that a nice stitch. But let's start pinning. I'm just gonna pin this under. So this is looking like a very cute little scoop neck jobby. I was just talking to a friend about the royal wedding, and saying, you know, a couple of friends were like, yeah, the dress was really plain. And I'm like, that is the way I like a wedding dress. I sold bridal just after Sarah Ferguson's wedding to Prince Andrew. And everybody, well, not everybody, but people were enamored of that dress. And so we had a vendor who made a copy, and you know, it was the understated, you're not marrying into the royal family kind of design. So a lot of brides were very upset that it didn't have a really ridiculously long train. I think we did have a couple of brides who made the train longer. Okay, so my neckline is all pinned. I'm just going to tuck that up about an inch and pin it. And when I get, just going to put 2 pins in it just for kicks and giggles. When I get the neckline sewn in, I'll try it on again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a running stitch just right around this edge, and I'm going to make sure that I get all the folded edges underneath so that it lies flat. So that is the neckline. I think that came out pretty good. I ended up double stitching it because it was prone to roll over, and you can see a couple of times the double stitching got a little off the rails there, but I'm okay with that. Now I'm looking at the sleeves, which I think is a nice just below the elbow is good. In addition to this little turn up, I thought about taking this ruffle and, oh, maybe this side would be better. Let's see. Let's see how I like that. It still might be a bit frou for me. And tucking it right here. I'm not nuts about it. And we're just going to put on a very loose basting stitch. I'm just going to fold this over. So once we get that pinned, we're just going to take a look and see that it looks relatively even. And so we're just going to stitch over that line that I just made. Only we're going to change our stitch width, and we're going to do a much smaller stitch. Now, if I can't always do this because I can't see it, but where is the end? Because it's a knit, sometimes I will get, oh, that was easy that time. I will find the other end and pull it through to the inside, whoops, and tie it in a knot. I will just tie a knot in it just because knits are squirrely. Okay, so there's my first sleeve. So now I have a nice clean finished, well, it's like a little hill. Okay, whoops. Now we're going to work on our other sleeve. We have our sleeves, which look nice, and they're still stretchy, so that's good. Now we're going to figure out what to do with the bottom. I don't really know. What do you think? So let's go try it on again and see what happens. I've got my sleeves are short. I actually feel like I'm copying out, but I actually now can deal with the ruffle on the bottom. I was going to shorten it, just to this level here, and I really felt like it made the shape more boxy. So I'm kind of just liking the ruffle, but I feel like I should do something because it's not really a complete refashion if I don't, is it? Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I should put something decorative, or I don't know, and there's so very few decorative things that I like. Yeah, it's a much better sweater now than this. The heck. and this, and then these. What was somebody thinking? I just really want to know. I guess I can't disparage it too much because my mother did buy it, so she liked it. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna call it done. We have de-poofed a sweater. So that's my simple refashion. Just by the time I took the collar off and the sleeve foof off, I was actually happy with the plainness of the sweater. Thank you so much for watching Lazy Lima DIY, and tune in to next time. Until then, go ahead and hit the like button below and like this video, and I invite you to subscribe. And thank you so much. Toodles!